YouTube. Today is October 13th, 2024, and we are doing a review of week two to the Topstep 50K Combine. So I did end up trading, even though I had a hurricane. Um, Moving forward, I probably won't ever do that again. The only reason why I opted to trade in was just because I was already prepared for the hurricane. So there wasn't the stress that normally happens when a hurricane comes and you're unprepared and you're running around everywhere trying to get shit. But I was prepared. So my mental state was very, very clear. And that's why I opted to trade this week. So from last week, we finished positive again on the week. Let's go ahead and go to the performance stats real quick. So as you can see, we're up a little bit above 2%. I did overtrade. I think it was Wednesday that I overtraded. Yeah, Wednesday I overtraded like a motherfucker. Oh my gosh. And the day of the hurricane, of course. But still managed to finish positive somewhat on the day. But Monday started off really good. I took an Asia sessions trade on MNQ. Called it quits after that. And then Tuesday, I forgot. I think it was MNQ again that I caught. Let me look at my notes here real quick. Bing, 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 bing. Actually, I think that was oil. So Tuesday was oil. Wednesday was ES, and then Thursday for CPI was MNQ. But we finished positive on the week. I'm very, very happy with that. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the setups that we took. So you can see here, let me go ahead and pull up the trade screen real quick so you can see all the dates. Let me sip my coffee. So you can see my first trade of the week, October 6th at 7:36. That there was the MNQ short that I took. Um, let's go up to the 9th. Was it the 9th? Yeah, the 9th, day of the hurricane, where you can see, fuck, dude, I went dummy. I went so stupid on ES. None of my base hits were hitting. I was very in and out, in and out, in and out. And then finally, I took a chill pill and then waited until the power hour. After I was just like, I think it was about four trades in a row that they just none of them were going in how I wanted them to go. So took a chill pill, waited until the power hour, executed a very beautiful long setup on ES to get me back green on the day. So and then no, what was it? Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. Thursday we did fine. So Thursday we did really good on longs on MNQ. I tried stabbing a long on ES, but I got stopped out. Just my stop was way too tight. Um, and then MNQ, I had to go in twice. The first entry I took, I got stopped at break even, and then re-entered. Everything was fine, and then that one actually hit TP. So let's go ahead and dive right into that now. We'll go over by the weeks or by the days, I mean. So let's go here. So the first shorts I took were very, very simple shorts, very textbook as well. Um, so opening up the week, we had a previous day high raid. We had a market gap and a weekly opening gap higher. So my focus was wanting to see price return back into the weekly opening gap for the Asia session. On the 5 minute, the Asia open, and something I've just been noticing since I've been incorporating the Asia session again. It's been a while for me, um, but I've noticed compared to the data that I have, most of my trades normally come after 8:30. But NQ on MNQ, I've been seeing a lot of entries. I'm talking, I want to say since August, that I've been seeing a lot of entries or just a lot of setups play out before 9 o'clock, and they'll start in the traditional ICT Asia kill zone from the 7 to 9. So that's something I've been dabbling back into. But we got that pretty nice here. The Asia Open, it failed to make a higher high than what the 6 p.m. high was. 6 p.m. high is the high that rated the previous day high. And then we had a displacement through the bullish FEG on the 5 minute. So that right there was my inversion. And then we also had an FEG form inside of that. So waited for price to see how price was going to respect the FEG. Once we had a bearish closure back at the low of it, went ahead and executed on the 735 candle and rode it into the opening gap high, where we get taken out right at 805. Very, very beautiful, clean setup, in and out, textbook for me. Let's move over to the following day. Where are my arrows at, bro? Oh, that's right. We didn't take any more trades up until Wednesday on MNQ. Tuesday we'll see. Oh, that's right. So the trade we took on Monday was very, very textbook as well. So let me go to the higher time frame real quick so we can see, so I can show you guys why I went long. The 4 hour for me is my bread and butter higher time frame for intraday. So going into Wednesday, if we take a look at what price action had done going into the previous week's close and the opening week, we had a nice rally higher with a break in market structure with the close of Tuesday. And so that formed a bullish fair value gap. Now, I like to focus on the fair value gaps that form with the market structure shift. You see here on this rally higher, we have multiple FEGs. We have three. That one, and this one. And I've always been asked, how do you know which FEG to pick? How do you know? I don't. I go based off of my journaling. I go based off of price action behavior, and based off of both the FEGs that form with the break in market structure or the market structure shift. Those FEGs tend to be more of a magnet than anything. So I focus on those most of the time when I am stalking and targeting FEGs. But on the 4 hour, this is why I was going long. We had an internal sell side right here, followed by the rally higher. 4 consecutive up candles. Anything above 3 consecutive candles for me personally is high probability. So I'm good with that. We have the FEG. We also have a breaker, and then we have a bullish order block. So we have all three bullish arrays that I love to see overlapping with each other. And then we can see Wednesday dip right into the FEG. And then we continue higher, taking out the buy side on the left for the 4 hour. So on the 15 minute, this is how that looks. Let me go ahead and take some of this off real quick. All right. So 15-minute time frame. We can see on the overnight session going into Wednesday morning, we kind of consolidated lower with Asia into London, and then London close, we displaced back to the upside. What I like to look at is identifying my dealing ranges from the 15-minute time frame and seeing how price and where price is at within it. So for the 15-minute, the dealing range I was using that day was this high and this low. So we can see there's our discount. The 4-hour FEG also resided in discount for this range. If we look to the left on the swing high and swing low that we're using, we do have these 3 consecutive down candles as our bullish order block. And we can see that bullish order block is closure above with the London session. We've already traded back into discount. This is actually OTE range as well. So I was all in once I saw once I saw where price was at for the New York Open. I was all in on going longs. So from the 5-minute, which is why I went long where I did. Let me make this bigger. So on the 5-minute, we had this low that we got closure back above with the London close. So I took these two up candles as my bullish breaker for the 5-minute. Then with the opening bell session, we had this bearish FEG that became inverted. So my entry went at the opening of the 10-10 candle, and then my target was just previous day high because that was the nearest buy side liquidity. And considering that it was just the day before CPI, I wasn't looking for a home run type of trade. Anytime that happens, it becomes a home run type of trade. But I'm okay with that. So, yeah, we took previous day high as our target, and we were in and out that day. And then going over to Thursday, CPI, which was really beautiful as well. Back to the 4-hour. We had a second FEG that formed with Wednesday, and it gets traded into Thursday for CPI. Also inside of that, we had a 1-hour bullish fair value gap that overlapped with the 4-hour. So 2 higher time frame FEGs overlapping. I always love to see that. So 15-minute, this is what that looks like. What I was targeting here, since as I was looking to go long, I was just targeting the ranges of the CPI 15-minute candle wick. I wasn't confident in seeing MNQ run the highs completely, considering that CPI was a large bearish candle on the 15-minute, and we had closure below the swing low. So I was kind of on my toes, waiting to see what exactly was going to transpire here. Waiting to see if the bearish arrays that formed with CPI were going to be respected or not. So it is with the 9:45 candle on the 5-minute time frame where we make that run lower on the CPI low. The 1-minute is where I took my entry at. That's actually this. I don't know why it's doing that. So we had a beautiful, beautiful textbook inversion FVG setup where that 945 5-minute candle, we make that run lower on the CPI low, and then this bearish FVG does not hold, and it ends up seeing a nice rally close higher. So I went ahead, my first entry goes there. Once we closed above this swing high, I went break even. And then you see I get stopped out immediately. So I was like, all right, whatever. It's not showing my proper executions, but I re-enter, which was fine. And you can see TP gets hit a little bit later on going into the AM close. TP ends up hitting here at between 11:35 and 11:40. The executions aren't really showing correctly at the moment, so I don't know why they're not showing correctly, but that's trash. But that's fine. But yeah, you can see the first position there was 23.68. Get stopped at break even. I was at 372, and then I re-entered back at 380, and then we end up getting taken out at the TP up here at 443, which was the 0.25% range I was using to the wick. Let's move over now to ES. Talk about how I got clapped with ES this week. So Wednesday I got absolutely wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. Trying to trade the FOMC minutes release. I got caught in the consolidation and then didn't really get on the right side up until the power hour. Now after the first two trades, I should have stopped. I should have just walked away for the day. But that's never really how it goes for us, right? So I mean, don't get me wrong. There's weeks and there's even months where we are on our best behavior. We are performing to the best of our ability as a trader. We are following our rules to the fucking T. But there's just going to be those days where you do lose control sometimes. The thing is about it is they're just inevitable as a trader. The only thing that I can control and what a trader can control in a situation like that is, well, I can only speak for me and my experience. So I knew the only thing I can control as a trader, because I can't control price action, right? The markets are the markets, bro. It is what it is when it comes to that. But as a trader, the only thing I can control is one, my executions, and two, how I manage those executions. And and what I mean by manage is, what am I putting on for risk? What's the setup that I'm taking? Where am I looking to enter? Where am I looking to exit? Defining the type of trade that I'm in. You know, there's a lot of things that I still have in control, even though I can't control the markets as a trader. So the best thing for me when I'm going into a day, and first things first is I accept the outcome. That's for certain. The outcome is the outcome, no matter what. But in a day where like this, where it's like, all right, why are you still trading? I'm still confident. You know, even though I'm taking these little losses here and everything like that, and the market's fucking jabbing me left and right, I'm at a point now to where like it doesn't even bother me. Like I know there's gonna be days where I'm not on the right side at all, and then there's gonna be days where I'm trending with the market. So for me, realizing after I was able to walk away after the third trade, I was my confidence was still there. The confidence was still there. So I had to take one more stab at it. But yeah, getting caught up in this range here was absolutely trash for me. I was expecting to see a run lower, but that happened right before the release. So then I was just looking for a continuation, right? So let's go to the 1 minute because the 1 minute was where I took the majority of all these setups. So the first setup here, like I said, we had that run lower with that 150 candle, and then we had this bearish FVG on the 1 minute. Now it did get respected at first, but then we ended up closing above it. So I took this as I was like, okay, well we have rally higher, break in market structure, 3 up candles, inversion FVG. We might come and take out these highs right here. It's a nice little 6-7 points. I was like, all right, I'll take it. Nope, didn't get it. Did not get it. And then tried going again on the long attempt with how this candle closed. We had a market structure shift close. So I was like, all right, cool, let's do that. Aiming for the highs. Gave me a little bit, but then gave me nothing at all. And so I was like, all right, cool. Then I just went stupid. I was like, all right, let me just place a short. See if we're going to go short. We failed to take out the high. Nope, nothing. I was like, alrighty. So I walked away. Walked away completely. I was like, let's just wait for the PR. Let's wait for the power hour. Obviously, the first hour of the 2 p.m. 4-hour candle just wasn't showing me anything. Nothing that I could get jiggy with. So power hour comes in. What I'm looking at and monitoring is this FVG tied with a volume imbalance. We have no wick to the low of this candle, no wick to the low of that candle, and then we have a tiny gap right there. We have our sell side raid there, and then we have another FVG that becomes an inversion. So my long goes there. That's where my long goes, and then TP was just at the equal highs there, as that's all I wanted. I wanted nothing more. Price did give up some more, but I was okay with that. But yeah. Going into, what was it, Thursday, also tried trading ES at first. So traded ES at first. The execution's wrong because I didn't enter on that candle. But I was looking at shorts originally going into post CPI. We had a buy side raid here, and then it wasn't until the 936 candle, the 936 candle where we get closure below the swing low from the swing high that was rated. And then we also got closure back below. Wait, that's off. That is so off. It's there. And then we had closure back below this reclaimed FEG. So entry went there at 520 on the close of that, on the close of this candle and the opening of this candles. And my TP was originally at 58.10. So that's where TP was at. This is a trade I would still take on any other day. It didn't matter. The trade was fine. Just unfortunately, it just didn't go on my way. So after the close, we took a little bit of consolidation with the FEG being reclaimed. We had this bearish order block right there, so that held price for a little bit. And then going into the 945 session, that little 945 window, we had a nice run lower, taking out the CPI low. I trailed stop loss. Should have went break even, but considering that I had a late entry, I wasn't worried about it. So yeah, and then price ends up reversing on me, and then it takes me out for I think it was like a 3-point stop because I trailed my stop loss. And then that's it for ES, and then oil. Oil was a funny one because I was. You'll see. You'll see. Oil was Tuesday. Now with oil, I was a little bit bearish on oil coming into the week because I wanted to see oil trade into a higher time frame bullish rate for me to then want to be a bull again. But oil we go short, and it's because from the daily. Nope, wrong function. There we go. So we had a buy side raid on the daily, external buy side. 4 hour, originally, we had a displacement with 2 consecutive down candles. And it traded through a bullish 4 hour FEG, so we now had an inversion. And then on the 1 hour, we also had an inversion, but we also had a bearish FEG as well with it. So the 1 hour here, that 4 hour displacement, on the 1 hour, it's 4 consecutive down candles. That's high probability for me. I'm all in there. That's our inversion tied with our FEG. And then you can see here, I was able to catch part of the 9 a.m. displacement move lower. $15-minute, all I was looking at here was where is price at? What liquidity have we taken out? What liquidity seems like it's likely to get taken out next, right? Well, going into London, it was very, very shitty. We did trade off we did sell off from the 1 hour FEG going into London close, but then we kind of just ranged a bit going into New York open. So 15-minute for me was we took out internal buy side, we displaced lower with 3 up candles. This high has to stay intact in order for the shorts to still be good, right? So 5-minute, that high that has to stay intact is a 5-minute bearish order block. All right. So now in the 1 minute, so where the entry was, excuse me. So on the 1 minute here, 5-minute order block. We have internal buy side there that gets taken out. And then we also have internal buy side over here that gets taken out. All right. So this move lower going into the 9 a.m. open, this is what created the market structure shift for me. Taking out these 2 short-term lows and also taking out the short-term low of the high that was rated. It left behind this bearish FEG. And then we also had a volume imbalance right here at the top. I needed to see this be respected for me to then go short. So once that happened, on going into this candle's close here, we go short at 75.53. Just targeting my base hit, short-term swing low, and then we also had that 15-minute low. Execution is over here for the exit because you can see there we end up getting taken out for our TP at 75.21. Very quick in and out trade, very textbook for me for my shorts, so I was all good there. So overall, those are this week's setups. Let's get out of full screen mode. Let's go into the stats again to see how we're looking. So my stats ain't too bad. Right now I'm at a 39% trade win percentage. My average win and average loss is a 2.46. Profit factor being a 1.5. My average winning trade right now is 354. Average losing trade 144. My best trade being 976 and my worst trade being 353. If we go into the analysis here now for the trade duration and the win rate, under 15 seconds showing 1. But yeah, most of my trade counts you can see here are anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes and 10 to 30 minutes. Win rate in terms of the time, if I'm between 1 to 2 minutes, I'm looking okay. 2 to 5 minutes, I'm 50-50. 5 to 10 minutes needs some work. Wednesday pretty much fucked that stat up. 10 to 30 minutes, I'm at 62%, and then anything above an hour, I'm pretty solid. So yeah, we're looking good so far going into this third week. Just looking to continue the momentum, continue to follow my plan, continue to execute to the best of my ability, and be the fucking professional trader I know that I am. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for me. I will talk to you guys next week. I am out of here.